Tiny Greek Island, this is take two. This is funny. This is funny. So, I thought I would try the vertical thing because it goes straight onto the shorts, and you get more exposure and things like that. And boy, did I get some interesting comments. I think the last one that I got that has stuck with my mind is somebody asking me if I am Joe Biden's mother. Yeah, that was pretty funny. That was pretty funny. I can safely say that I am not Joe Biden's mother. And if I were, then I look pretty darn good for being Joe Biden's mother. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That is just too funny. Way too funny. Way too funny. Okay, that was like a barrage of all sorts of stuff, which I'm not thrilled. Just not my thing. So I don't know if I'll be doing that again. The doing these morning musings in the vertical mode. I don't need to be out there for the entire world to see. I truly believe that those who need to find me will find me, and it can be in this horizontal scheme, less public and just a little bit more authentic. And speaking of authenticity, because that's what my intentions were, but oh boy, did I get sidetracked with all these funny comments. There were quite a few. Some people were just saying hi, and that was very nice. So if you happen to come across this again, hi. Yeah. Oh my goodness. So, anyways, I am thinking about authenticity, and I was saying in the other in take one that it is more of a sometimes you just know what it means to be authentically you. You just know it. You really come to understand. It's like, okay, yeah, I get it. And then another day comes around and you're like, oh, what does that really mean? And it works the same way in painting. Like there's a time when you come to your painting where you are in your painting, and you'll do something, a brush stroke, let's say, and you're like, yeah, yeah, that's it. And then you come back a few months later and you look at that same brushstroke and you think, yeah, it works, but what if I had done it this way? And that's the basis of these morning musings is yes, I am authentically me and the best of my ability today, right now, sitting here in my little tiny studio. And and I know that with my good things, my bad things, my joys, my sorrows, all of these things that are a part of me right now in this moment, when I am present with them, when I'm present with them, then I am authentically me. But I also know that tomorrow I may question this authentic version of myself. And here's the example. Here's the example. Right now, as I am today, I'm quite goofy. I laugh at silly things. I laugh at funny things too, but I also laugh at some silly things that all kind of characterize me as this kind of goofy person. And at least to Greek standards. Okay, and I get that there's a cultural vibe here, and I don't quite fit in with it, but okay, it is what it is. So there are parts of me that, because of my lifestyle, because of where I am, because of my experiences, good and bad, in the past, that there are parts of me that I do not develop, that I leave to the side. And by doing that, you come to this idea of, okay, well, this version of me today, without this particular quality, is who I authentically am. And yes, I believe that that's true. But I also believe that what if I turned my gaze towards this other version, a slightly different version? I'm not talking about a completely new me. That's not what I'm talking about. But what if I opened up to this version of me, and the more I did it, the more that version of me becomes my reality? So that I come here on another day, a few months down the road, with this other characteristics or behavior embedded in who I am today. Then who is the authentic me? The one that's sitting here today, or the one that I have embraced different attitudes or characteristics, behavioral patterns that, I've just kind of left off to the side? And I pretty much believe, I say pretty much because I have no real proof on this, but I believe that if I'm this way, I am this person right here, and I turn towards this other characteristic that I would like to incorporate within me, and I did that, and I did it consciously, and I did it with on a daily basis with some basic practices, something, and I would pull this part of me that has been left to the side, and it would become a something that I use comfortably, and it would be my new authentic self, right? So what does this have to do with painting? Again, let's go back to painting. So this is the style of painting that I like to do, right? And it's something that I know how to do pretty well. I'm always learning and every day getting better and better. And the road ahead of me is, it's like, will I ever get there? But I can look at what I'm doing today and think, yeah, it works. It works well. So what if I took this painting in the way that I habitually paint, and I'll just get better and better and better, right? But what if I took this painting or did a new version of it in an abstract landscape form, really loosening up, really letting go, focusing more on the feel of the painting rather than on the technical side of it, of how to put it together so it looks like this, right? And added more feel, more of that harmony, more of the things we don't normally see, such as the notan, right? Those are all things that we use and develop, and we create better artwork. So what if I did that? What if I painted an abstract of this scene? I let go of all of the fundamentals, all of the form. I just let it go and went with only the geometrical shapes and did an abstract painting with that, right? Use completely different colors. Did whatever, just broke away from what I normally do. Wouldn't I then, after doing that example, that playing around, that letting go, wouldn't I then come back to a painting such as this and lay down a brushstroke that is much looser than what I'm doing today? What if that more spontaneous, I don't know a word for that, that spontaneous woof of woof, aha, excitement and energy. What if that makes the painting something way beyond what I could possibly do today? Would I then be a more authentic painter in a few months than I am today? Today, I am authentically painting what I love, how I know how to paint, working with things, incorporating things, right? Like just the idea of the notan, understanding how the notan works for me was completely outside of what I was doing. But I pulled over, grabbed the notan, and began to work with it. The more I worked with it, the more I understood what the notan is, at least to my ideas of how creativity works through us and how you come to put together a painting. So if I took my realistic seascapes or landscapes and went wild with them, just let go, went abstract, what might I learn that I can bring back into this form of painting, which is what I love to do? That's an interesting question, don't you think? If I stay where I am and keep going, I will be authentically me. That is me authentically right now. But what about these other parts of me that I can incorporate, which I haven't? Another example, I resisted doing this YouTube channel and the idea of coming live and saying, I'm going to do morning musings in the studio and just talk to you. That was way over my head. And it took me a long time to get up the nerve to think, what on earth do I have to say that somebody else hasn't already said? And, that just kept me back. And today I come on and I'm so comfortable and excited to come here and click the go live button and have you guys here with me. I absolutely love it. And I'm comfortable and I don't even think about it anymore. So this version of me on camera on this YouTube channel talking to you is, in fact, authentically me. But it wasn't authentically me a year ago. So which version is more authentic? And of course, I think there is no real set version that this is it. You put a point in it and you're done. That's you. Obviously not. So it's an interesting concept to me because we do live in a dualistic mind frame. You're either this or that, and you're not all of it at the same time. And again, painting has helped me really bridge the gap between the notan, between the light and the dark, and that it is full of all these possibilities, all these possibilities in between the black and the light and the white. And so I ponder on this idea of authenticity, and I ponder on growing and expanding as much as I can without overdoing it, without becoming inauthentic. Like, I would hate to come here and be, the type of media person who's, got it all set up and at least that's the way that I see it right now. Maybe 2 years down the road, when the channel grows even more, that may have a different meaning to me. But right now, I honestly can't imagine it. I would always hope to be authentically me, just who I am, Vita, who paints on this tiny Greek island. in this tiny little studio and living life from this perspective in hopes of giving something useful to you. And I don't think that's going to change very much, right? So, no, no, no. This whole authentic thing is just a growing and developing and embracing, enhancing, and coming back into a previous version of you, and then you step out again. Maybe that's how it is. It's all being authentically yourself is about all the different shades of gray, all the values in between the black and the white, just all the values in between, all at the same time. A full painting and not a single brushstroke or one form in that painting. The entire painting, the negative space, the subjects, the color choices, the perspective, all of it coming together. And yeah, I'm thinking out loud here, but I like that. I like that idea. The possibilities of always changing, the possibilities of growing and altering things and trying new things and just being authentically you, meaning in my world that you're present with who you are in that moment. You're just present. You know the good and the bad and the ugly and the beautiful all all at the same time. Like when I come to paint this painting, I know where I am. I know the colors I'm using. I know the brush strokes that I use. I know the way that I uh, push and pull on a painting. So I just got stuck, right? Um, so you guys, again, because it looks like I'm stuck, I don't know if you can hear me. I'm just leaving you with those thoughts. Be inspired, be creative, be you.